Kids, thanks for watching how to fill out the review sheets. I know you may be thinking to yourself, I know how to fill out a review sheet, but this is very important. You'll understand the exact process and why we do this. I'll explain it. First things first, ACT contains 4 sections: English, math, reading, and science. Learn the secret techniques with the professor or in the videos online or at the Genius Combines, and then come on in and do a practice test. A practice test is going to identify what our strengths and weaknesses are. The first review sheet we have in front of us here is an English test. All right, make sure that you fill out the top portion of all of the review sheets. This is what it looks like English. Make sure you write the test number so you don't go back and try and figure out, did I do that test or did I not do it? Then what you want to do is you want to write down the total score that you got here. The composite score is going to be found in the back of the test that you did. Just find the test you did. For example, test reading is test 3. Find the raw score and then convert the raw score to the composite score. Also fill out the date so you know that when you did that. All right? That's the English test. Math test, that's the same thing. Our review section here for our scoring is up here in the upper right-hand corner. On math, it's also a good idea to put how much time it took you to do the test. All right? Number correct, number how many you got wrong. All right? Reading. In the reading review sheet, the reading review sheet looks like this, and up here in the top on the left hand side it says how many you got correct out of 40, and then that converts to the composite score on the right. So make sure that you fill that in. So here it is. Here is the number correct and the composite score. Moving on to the science test. Science test, the scoring is up here in the upper right-hand corner. All right, how many you got correct and the composite score. So make sure that you fill that out along with the date and always write down the test number as well. All right, back to the English. So specifically, we'll talk about the English. English contains 2 parts. It's mechanics and usage and rhetorical skills. So rhetorical skills are kind of like reading comprehension. So those are the questions plus answers. All right. Mechanics are just the answers, very, very short. When you first look at your test, what we want to do is we want to list off all the problems that you got incorrect. So just list off the wrong ones here. Then go ahead and take the questions from here. So I got that one wrong, that was wrong, 7, 15, 35, 43, and 68. Then look back in here, and we're going to just subcategorize those. All right, these first 3 are mechanics. The next 2 are rhetorical skills. Then what you want to do is you want to subcategorize this. This is where the Genius assistants or myself or an intern may come in handy. We want to make sure that you list off what rule of grammar it is that you got wrong. All right. For example, it's a comma problem. Just list off commas and commas, formula A, formula B, and so forth. All right. Then down at the bottom, after you make sure you understand how, why these are wrong, you want to look for consistency. Is count up the total number of problems that you got wrong for subcategories. For example, this is what I would do. It looks like I'm missing a whole bunch of questions in the rhetorical skills, and in the rhetorical skills it looks like it's formula B. So over here I would just simply write form B right down over here. That's rule number 1 that I want to make sure that I understand. Then it looks like over here I'm missing commas. I would just write commas. 1, formula B, 2, commas. Those are the rules I need to remember. From that we can attack online with the website the hacks, or review the technique in the Genius Clock, or go back and watch the video on the tablets, or we can even attack this in the one-on-one sessions. Make sense? Let's take a look at the math. Math, here's what we're going to do. In the math, you're going to see that we've got 5 subcategories. It's pre-algebra over here, algebra, geometry, coordinate, and trig. Down over here you see that there's a little bit of a box over here. Usually there's maybe about 2 to 4 questions that are called integrated or weird problems. If you don't know what it is, go ahead and just put it in over here. Matrices, and sometimes the parabolas are on there sometimes, and log problems are on there, and twice a year, 1 problem, so forth. Those are the problems over there. When you look at the problem, try and figure it out on your own. If it's a long pre-algebra word, probably dealing with money or time, it's pre-algebra. Algebra is going to be variables. Geometry is shapes. Coordinate geometry is going to be XY axis. Trigonometry will be SOHCAHTOA. All right. Throw that in there. And then in the second column here, you just write the number down. The second column, we're going to try and subcategorize it. All right. Geometry, it looks like this first one I got wrong here is a triangle. The next one over here is a circle. And then we got another triangle. All right. We're trying to look for consistencies in the subcategory. All right. Over here, it says easy, medium, or tough. I got this problem wrong. It's a triangle, and I forgot the formula, so that seems pretty easy. That's how you're going to fill it out. Make sure that you fill this out fully. When you come into the Genius Clock, if you come in with a blank sheet that looks like this, the assistant or myself is going to tell you, get out of here. Go back, fill the review sheet out, and you're going to lose your spot in the Genius Clock. So make sure you fill out your review sheets. Math, let's take a look at the next one, which is reading. Reading, come back over here at the very top. We're going to categorize this to the best of your ability. Mystery, line reference, or big picture. Remember, line reference gives you numbers. Big picture is very general. Anything other than that is going to be categorized as mystery. If you were to ask me how many questions out of 10, it looks like it's about 5 mystery, 4 line reference, and 1 big picture. So it's real easy for you to identify what a line reference is because it tells you a line, or it says the first paragraph or the last paragraph or the third paragraph. All right. Once you categorize in here what kind of a problem it is, list I got number 9 wrong, and that's mystery. I got number 12 wrong, and that's line reference. Go ahead and fill those out. Then what we're going to do is try and subcategorize those. We're going to try as hard as we can to fit it into one of these 3 rules, kids. I'm telling you, about 95% of the questions can be answered by using these 3 tools. The reason kids get stuff wrong is because they forget to use the tool or they didn't realize the tool. All right. Look at your topic sentence. If you're looking at a line reference question, you're asked to evaluate a long sentence with weird vocabulary. Look at your topic sentence. Boom. Did you use the good stinky rule? The line we're evaluating here has to either be positive or negative. So the answer is going to have to map that and match it as well. Flag flip-floppers will tell you the good stinky rule is going to switch from positive to negative and negative to positive. In the area of the answer, did you see any words like but, yet, however? Flag flip-floppers, kids. Look as hard as you can and go ahead and try and subcategorize it. Once again, I got number 9 wrong. Number 9 is mystery, and I feel like if I would have looked at TS, topic sentence, that would have helped me get the problem correct. Now, if you're not 100% sure, sit in a Genius Clock, and one of the assistants will go over the problems with you, or myself. Reading, kids. Let's take a look at the last one. The last one is science. Science review sheet looks like this. And in this science review sheet, we are going to have either data, experiments, or conflicting viewpoints. All right? Data is a graph or a chart. Conflicting viewpoints is text. Anything that's got both of them would be an experiment. It's got data, graphs and charts, and also it's got little mini introductory paragraphs. Data, all you do is simply point. Underline what's important from the question and point there. Okay? Be strict about using 2 hands. If it's a conflicting viewpoints, find the key word we're looking for, a noun or a verb. Since it's science, lots of times it's going to be the verb, right? Science, moving around, stuff's moving around. Finger scan for that keyword in the text area and then simply Scooby-Doo it into the answer choices, all right? If it's an experiment, start with pointing. From pointing, if you hit a point where you stall out, you can't answer the question, you hit what's called yikes, all right? From a yikes problem, what you do now is you simply take your fingers, go back into the question, find a noun or a verb in the question stem, and then simply finger scan in the text area. Yikes means you stalled out, you can't get there and answer the question from simply pointing to the data. We need a definition from the text area. Point, kids. Force it into one of these 3 things. Here's how you're going to fill these review sheets out. First things first, I got problem number 5 wrong. 5 is data, and when I look at it, I did not point to the right area. Because I redid the problem on my own, I took 2 hands, one hand over here in the question and one hand over here in the other page in the data. And when I follow the exact step, figure 1, pressure, 15, 15, then from there, just simply drop your hand into the answer choices and look at your answer and see which one matches the best. There you have it. It's a quick review of how to fill out the review sheets, kids. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.